Parents are too stressed out. Research shows us that over the past decade, parents have been consistently more likely to report experiencing high levels of stress compared to other adults. So today we're going to talk about what parents have to stress over, why are they so much more stressed out than other adults, and kind of see what we can do about it. As a coach, I daily am seeing parents who are letting stress run their life and they are stressed out to the brim. We're not even going to talk about the negative impact that has on our lives or on our kids' lives. We are just going to see a few things that parents are stressing out about every single day. You're not alone, okay? It's totally normal. And I'm going to help you realize that stress is optional. So first of all, sickness can be a huge thing that we as parents stress over. Our child gets sick and we're wondering, oh my goodness, are they gonna be okay? Holy cow, could I have prevented this somehow? I can't believe I let this happen. What if this happens? What if this happens? What if this leads to this? When should I take them into the doctor? Do I think this is serious enough to take into the doctor? Right? The questions are endless. The insecurities can be endless. And we have to really wonder, is this worth stressing over? And that's ultimately the million-dollar question. And that's why it is so tricky. There's not an instruction manual because every child is different. Every situation is different. So we as parents are constantly having to use our best judgment calls that we can to make sure that our child is healthy, happy, safe, and who knows, right? We don't know. There's no crystal ball. So when we find ourselves spiraling and wondering and stressing, we have to ask ourselves, what can be done about the situation? What do we have control over, right? And what can't be done? It's really easy to beat ourselves up. I will link the video that I talked about that. We just can't always know the perfect right thing. So a few key things that I would suggest, just really ways to reframe. Number one, as a parent, we love the idea of giving our child a perfect life. We want them to have the best experience they possibly can. And that really comes into play when we are getting so down and discouraged or depressed or anything like that, that our child isn't having a perfect experience. When sickness comes, right? That's the perfect time where we're realizing, like, dang it, I don't want them to experience this feeling. I don't want them to feel this miserable. Oh, it breaks my heart to see them this way, right? We need to realize part of this life is for our child to learn and grow and develop. And that comes through the struggle. That comes through experiencing those hard things, just like we still experience those hard things. And so instead of seeing it as this sickness is a bad thing, it's a negative thing, poor child, reframe and recognize this is so good for them. This is part of their experience and this will strengthen them. Another thing to focus on is this is out of my control. Even just telling ourselves that, it's okay that it's out of our control. We're going to do our best. We're going to do our part to take care of them, to help them, to get them any help that they might need. And then ultimately, we are just in that supportive role while they experience this sickness. Second thing that I see parents freaking out about is behavior. Our toddler does a lot of stuff that we aren't crazy about. Tantrums being the main one, meltdowns. They might be kicking or hitting or yelling or crying. They are still just in this toddler phase that is really pretty difficult. And so our toddler's behavior can be very alarming and we are just stressing out about probably, will they do this forever? And what should I do for this to stop? Those things are the perfect time to just learn, gain a lot of knowledge and experience, right? You're gaining more experience every single day, but find some good books, find some good resources. I have a whole tantrums playlist on my channel that you could check out. You just need to learn how to handle those behaviors in the best way possible based on research. And then you know that you're covered. You know that there's really nothing more you can do. Once you're doing your part, your child will grow out of those things, and you can take a lot of comfort in that and choose that confidence instead of that stress. Have the confidence, this is totally normal. This is just part of their development. It's going to pass over time. I just need to keep doing my part, and then there's really nothing to worry about. There's nothing to stress about or get overly worked up over. The third thing I would really like to touch on is milestones. Oh man, parents can get so stressed out over these milestones, usually for no reason. There are very small cases where some occupational therapy or some physical therapy or something is needed to help a child meet these milestones. Things that come to my mind are walking, talking, kind of the big ones that our toddler maybe isn't doing right on time. And as a parent, the thing to realize is that stress is going to probably make it harder and less likely for your toddler to meet those milestones. So we want to do ourselves a favor and just stop worrying so much, because it's just not helpful. The question I always tell my clients to ask themselves is there an upside to this worry? Is there an upside to thinking this way? That, oh my word, my toddler's never going to walk. I can't believe how far behind they are. They're never going to learn to talk. I can't believe he's only saying 5 words when so-and-so's child is already saying 50 words. Are those comparisons helpful? What's the upside to comparing your toddler to their toddler? Just ask yourself that question, and maybe there is an upside. Maybe there is more that you can and should be doing, and that's wonderful. Totally do that. But most often, we just need to reframe how we're seeing things. That milestones are not hard and fast rules. No one would ever tell you that. Any pediatrician, any book is going to say there's a general age range, and that age range is usually super widespread, meaning there's a whole plethora of months usually that are considered normal, which means this child is an individual. Just like you are an individual, your child is going to be on their own unique path. And the more you can understand that, the less stress you're going to feel. Another thing I do want to touch on, because I feel it's very different than the sickness stress, is injury. So these parents that are really, really stressed out about, oh my goodness, what if my toddler gets hurt? This is what drives them to become a helicopter parent. They're very, very worried and stressed and feel the need to protect their child constantly. They wish so badly that their toddler was in a little bubble so that they could just never get hurt and never experience anything hard, basically. For this, I would really recommend recognizing that currently, if you're kind of in this mindset and if you have this stress, you're really seeing your toddler as being very vulnerable. And instead, I would love for you to try to see them as very competent and very capable, and to recognize little tiny ways that help you believe that. That's what we learn in coaching. We have to believe these thoughts if we're going to really think them and kind of change the way we're seeing things. So find little pieces of evidence of like, wow, he fell down right then and he hopped right back up and he is totally fine. Wow, he is so strong. He is so brave. Or, wow, he climbed up that slide all by himself. I can't believe that. He's getting so big. I love seeing how confident he is right now. You just want to notice and truly recognize and let it sink in that they're living their life. They're doing what toddlers do, which is explore and play. And if you've heard the phrase, play is a child's work, this is their job right now. They need to explore. They need to get out there, and they need to get hurt occasionally. They need to get messy. That is their job, and that is what's kind of putting those building blocks in place for their development. And so your role a lot of the time is actually just to sit back and watch. Remember that supportive role we talked about when they're sick? We're their biggest cheerleaders. We're their biggest fans. We're their coach on the sidelines to just kind of cheer them on, help them keep going, help them recognize that they are capable and competent and strong, and we're always here for them. We want to send that message loud and clear. And beyond that, it's they've got this. And that's what we want to send to them over and over. You've got this. You've got this. I'm right here. The last thing that I see parents stressing over to a massive degree is self-doubt. It's really, really easy to let self-doubt creep in about the job we're doing as the parent, about the competency that we have as the parent, about the mistakes that we have made as the parent. We don't feel amazing about our parenting efforts a lot of the time. And one way around this is to kind of talk yourself through it the same way you did recognizing your child's capability and competency. Reflect back on your parenting journey. Think back to the day your baby was born. What did you know back then? What did you have experience with back then? What did you have confidence in? Probably very few things, right? Your very first baby, you've never done that before. And now look, let's say your toddler is 2 years old. Reflect back on all you've learned. Reflect back on all the wins that you've had, on all the victories, or on all the times that you feel like, wow, I did a good job. Those are worth celebrating. And so take the chance to celebrate those. So instead of worrying and stressing about the future, reflect on the past. Celebrate that and use that and let that fuel you to recognize, I'll figure it out. I am competent and capable. I have a supportive network around me. Everything will work out however it is meant to work out. And you can hold on to that in the moments when you're feeling so stressed out that you are not enough, that you are not the best, right? We want to be perfect. We want to be perfect for our child. We don't want them to ever suffer the consequences of our mistakes. And that's just not ever going to be reality. They are part of their hard in life will be from us. Just like some of our hard will be from them. We are impacted by those around us, and that's okay. If that self-doubt is creeping in so bad though, and you are just beating yourself up over whatever the thing is, check out this next video. It should help you out a lot. You're doing great, and I'll see you soon.